New at 11, a story of survival. A Florida couple on a romantic holiday voyage on the high seas, battered by storms and plagued with problems because of the pandemic.
Tonight, they are safe and they're back on dry land, sharing their chilling account with WPTV News Channel 5's Michael Butchner.
Tears come to my eyes as I write this. It's been such a trial. Exhausting at times, even defeating.
The words only begin to tell the entire story.
Everything seems to be against us. How can so many things go wrong and continue to?
A story of a thrilling journey to the Caribbean for the holidays.
We are at the point of having the backups of the backups running out.
Marty Widrick and her boyfriend Sven Karrlson planned the trip of a lifetime.
I was very excited. So I was looking for a great trip down to St. Bart's.
This would be Marty's first sailing trip with Sven, a captain with a lifetime of experience behind the helm.
We had checked to make sure the winds were good because Sven didn't want me to be in too high of seas for our first time out. We were concerned that the winds wouldn't be enough.
But just hours after leaving Fort Lauderdale, the weather changed.
The sea was coming up pretty quick and the wind turned more against us.
Very quickly, the sail was jammed, destroyed, and got completely wound into the mast.
15, 20 foot.
25-foot seas battered the 50-foot sailboat and damaged its sails.
Once the sail jammed, it threw the boat around. It was scary, you know. To me, my first time out, it was very scary.
Marty captured some of the damage the next morning.
We were in about 2,000 feet of water, so we could not anchor.
So they powered up the engine and motored south to make repairs.
We thought if we could go to Cuba, we could anchor, find shallow water, just for a little bit, long enough to unjam the sail.
But the couple says they quickly realized they weren't welcomed.
2 Cuban officers came in a boat and said, "You have to leave immediately."
Running low on fuel, Marty says they safely made it out of Cuban waters and headed north, where they hope to stop in the Bahamas to finally make repairs.
When we get into Matthewtown, we end up being greeted by immigration, customs. We do not have our COVID test and visa for Bahamas. We were informed that we were there illegally and we needed to leave.
Marty says her daughter made plans for them to sail to the Turks and Caicos Islands, where they would be welcomed, but they never made it.
Right now, the search for 2 missing boaters is taking place.
United States Coast Guard crews searched more than 58,000 square miles for the missing couple, roughly the size of Georgia.
Sven Karrlson left Matthewtown.
Marty and Sven say bad weather prevented them from reaching Turks and Caicos, and a broken VHF antenna left them with no way of communicating.
The ocean is huge and it's so hard to know where the people are.
They turned back towards Florida and anchored at another Bahamian port where they learned about the search.
We had no idea. I'm thankful that we didn't need, the rescuing. I'm grateful for the Coast Guard.
But on Christmas Eve, their luck almost ran out.
And we were only 50 miles outside of Fort Lauderdale. We ended up having a water spout hit the boat.
Here is what it starts spinning.
We couldn't sail, we couldn't use the engine.
Marty wrote about it in a letter to her daughter.
My Mayday went out yesterday, over and over for hours. We were concerned what would happen in Bahamas if we ended up on shore again without a visa.
28 days after first setting sail,
It felt almost like it was right out of a movie.
Marty and Sven finally docked in Florida.
We had a lot of maybe bad luck.
A thrilling journey to the Caribbean.
You know how you sit and you watch the movies and everything in the movie goes wrong and you're sitting there saying there's no way that could happen in real life? Well, we were living it.
The final chapter of a trip of a lifetime.
It's amazing the bad luck we have had and run into.
In a mother's words to her daughter.
I love you, baby, Mom.
In Fort Lauderdale, Michael Butchner, WPTV News Channel 5.
That would be one of my worst nightmares, would be that. And Steve, you've in your boat have gone back and forth to Bahamas. The weather can change. Like in the first part of the story, they were talking about how it looked like it was a good weather forecast.
Just a couple of minutes, especially in the Gulf Stream. I mean, I'll cross over to the Bahamas and I'll get 5 different sea states as I cross, even on a quiet day. You'll get, glass, and then a few minutes later, it'll be 4 or 5 feet. It's pretty amazing.